La nautica italiana è in crescita nel mondo e anche nel nostro paese la passione.
The Italian nautical industry keeps growing throughout the world, and now the market has even held well here in Italy, year on year. So it's in this great climate that Genova, in these last few days of September, is hosting its 59th International Boat Show. Let's go have a look at some of the new things on show. Amongst the sport cruisers, we're taking a look at the new Atlantis 45, which is a hard-topped open. It's one of the entry-level models from Azimut, which might become the bestseller of the collection. It has great sunning areas at both the bow and the stern, and the cockpit has a grille and fridge, which face onto the dining and living areas. Below deck, there is a lunch area and a full kitchen. There are two cabins, main and guest, with two beds that can be made into a double, and a third bunk. There are two bathrooms too. It's driven by a Volvo IPS 600 propulsion system with 435 horsepower D6 engines. These boats are particularly good for long stays on board because they're easy to live on. This 20-metre boat is the Navetta 68, made by Absolute, a yacht that stands out for its big interior space. You'll discover some fantastic style and technology here. You can open up or close up the living area. And the tables have a magnetic hold that keeps hold of the magnets in the base of the glass tight. The main cabin is at the bow, and they've used precious Calcutta marble in the bathroom. There are another 3 cabins for guests too. The biggest one at the bow is truly a VIP room. The flying bridge is one of the longest on a yacht this length. Propulsion here is 2 Volvo Penta IPS engines, either 900 or 1000 horsepower. Gulfcraft, the Arab Emirate boatyard, is here in Genova for the first time, and this is their Nomad 75 SUV, which has come 4,500 miles to be here, a long trip that shows what it's made of, as well as how comfortable and safe it is. It has lots of unusual features, first of which is the position of the main cabin, at the bow on the main bridge, with lots of windows like mega yachts. 3 guest cabins below deck. The flying bridge has a closed glass section where, as well as the helm, there's a living space that could be converted into a 5th cabin. It's an ideal boat to charter. At the stern, there's the garage, and there's an area for the crew for 4 people. It's driven by 2 Manda 1500 horsepower engines and is really efficient in dislocation, but it's also fast when it's planing.
The
most powerful engine and the lightest in its class has just made its debut at the Genova Salon. This is the Mercury Racing 450. It's a 4.6-litre supercharged V8 cylinder engine. It has the best power-to-weight ratio that's even been seen in a marine engine, 1.41 horsepower per kilo. With a 2.4-litre twin-screw volumetric compressor, the twin intercoolers reduce air temperature to increase its density, which increases the power too, to 450 horsepower at the propeller. Marco is an Italian builder who only produces ribs to order, and this is their newest, the 36 Emotion. It's a very elegant boat, built entirely from vacuum infusion vinyl ester resin, which means it's lighter but stronger and more hard-wearing. At the bow, the sun deck is protected by a washboard and handrail. The cockpit at the stern stands out because of the high backrests. The table is raised hydraulically. The kitchen has a 100-litre fridge. Below deck, there's a double cabin and a bathroom with a separate shower. We've tried this one out with 2 450 horsepower outboards and were amazed.
Il Cayman 27 Sport Touring di
Ranieri International's Cayman 27 Sport Touring shows how style and comfort have evolved on pneumatic boats. At the bow, under the mattress, there's a table that folds up so that you can eat on board. The front-facing chair is actually part of the console. In the dining area at the stern, the chair flips out from the kitchen unit to add another place to sit, and there's an ingenious system involving hinged floors that turn it into the sun deck. It has an electric sea toilet, and you could make it a two-berther using a special kit.
Questa è l'ultima novità del cantiere cipriota Carlo.
This is the latest from the Cypriot boatyard Karnic. It's called the SL65 but don't take any notice of the numbers because it's actually 7 meters 30 centimeters, which performs like 8. All Karnic boats are imported into Italy and other countries too by the Italian company Selva. It is their outboards you'll find on these boats. One strong point of this model here, like all the other models from this boatyard, is how adaptable the area at the stern is, with a sofa that becomes a sun lounger and other things like that. There's a kitchen unit at the cockpit, a convenient sun area at the bow, and below deck, the perfect sleepover cabin. It was quite rare to find a rib designed especially for sport fishing until quite recently. Nowadays, though, there are quite a few, and Joker Boat have made one for the more demanding client. It's called the 650 Barracuda, and it was designed by professionals in this sector. The cockpit is uncluttered and all around is well equipped with hose carriers, a sink, a tub for live fish. There's another one at the bow too. The T-top shades the sun and any bad weather, especially if you add the transparent PVC sides and a taller piece of plexiglass at the front. The boatyard offers packages on this boat, with 3 Yamaha engines ranging from 175 to 225 horsepower. We know that you can drive a boat in Italy without a license as long as the engine isn't bigger than 40 horsepower and there are no other restrictions for two-stroke engines. But with such low power, you need to keep the dimensions of the rib or boat in check and not weigh it down too much either. Or install an outboard that, as well as power, is really capable of pushing. Which is why Suzuki is proposing, alongside the DF40 in its range, the DF40A Ari as well. That has a much stronger lower unit with a higher reduction ratio, so it is a low gear. It's not called Ari by chance. The Japanese Ari means ant, and ants are able to transport more than 30 times their own weight. The engine is a 943 cm3 inline 12-valve 3-cylinder, driven by a double overhead camshaft.
Le planche di comando delle imbarcazioni ormai sono...
The boat dashboards come like this now. Everything's on one display. Not just engine and navigation monitoring, they've added lots of other functions too, so you can manage any type of system. This is from Garmin. It's called One Helm. And there's no need for all those buttons anymore or lots of instruments anymore, just one display. From here you can control the anchor, from here the propeller movements. There are 3 in fact, and from here the gyroscopic stabilizer. This is the electricity to the battery chargers, and all the lights on board are controlled from here. The interior ones can change colour too. This is an electric engine by Garmin that you can control with a wireless pedal. You can put it wherever you want in the boat. And from here, accelerate, change direction, turn it on, change speed. And if this all seems a little weird, you can elect to do it via remote control. Switch it on, and then decide where you want to go, like this. I want to go there.
No, anzi,
no, there, no. In fact, I want to go there. Can't get easier than that.
I nuovi motori Honda con tecnologia drive.
The new Honda engines with drive-by-wire technology also come with a joystick maneuvering system.
Si chiama Optimus.
It's called Optimus 360 and is made by Teleflex. It has what is known as a proportional joystick command, which means it's slow for gentle maneuvers but reacts quickly if there's a bit of wind. Other than the joystick functions, it also includes a virtual anchor, autopilot, and connects to an electro-hydraulic guide system.
Ormai da qualche tempo I gommoni non sono più...
Ribs haven't just been simple pneumatic boats for some time now. In terms of comfort and luxury, they seem like yachts of the same size. This is the Lomac Gran Turismo 12. The Milanese boatyard produces all types of models, but in the last few years it has worked on increasing the quality and the size of its boats. It's a market that still has lots of growth potential, which is definitely being helped out by the fact that outboard engines are also becoming more powerful. It stands out for its racy line, which gives it that sporty feel, suggesting how fast it might go. Look, it has three 300 horsepower Yamaha engines. Even the console is sleek. There are sun decks at both the bow and the stern. There's a cabin below the quarterdeck, which has a separate shower.
Barca che vince.
You don't tamper with a winning boat design. Maybe lengthen it a little or shorten it, but the design stays the same. And that's how Maurizio Bulleri's Pardo 38 come to be. Following on after the 43 and the 50, it's 12 metres long all out and 3 metres 60 centimetres wide. There's a choice between several different engines. Diesel stern drives or petrol Volvo Pentas, including the new 440 horsepower D6 engines, or the version with the outboard, 2 or 3, up to 900 horsepower altogether. If you liked the outside style here, take a look at the open space below deck. Elegant, airy, just right for a couple getting away from it all, or a family cruise.
Azimut S8 è una delle...
Azimut S8 is one of the most interesting premieres at the Genova Salon, not just because it's beautiful inside and out, but because it's full of high-tech stuff. It's more than 24 metres long, but it's classified as a boat. It is part of the boatyard's more sporty range, not just for its style with the long forward deck, but because of how it has been built and the propulsion system. It has been made in fiberglass and carbon and is driven by 3 separate 1,000 horsepower engines, their dynamic efficiency being multiplied by using this Volvo Penta IPS propulsion system. Above the deck house there's a light fly. The concept and exterior design are by Alberto Mancini, whilst the interiors are by Francesco Guida. In the living area there's a feeling of newness, a style that breaks away from everything previous that we've been used to. We're reaching higher levels of design here. Below deck, the main cabin is full width, the VIP suite at the bow has high ceilings, and the 2 doubles can have a 3rd bunk. This is the Monte Carlo Yachts 76, a founding model in the boatyard's history. It was the first to be launched in the Monfalcone factory and is in the spotlight again today in its glorious new version. Yachts of this size are usually produced in series, and this model is too, but the difference here is that it can be largely personalised, not just in terms of furniture but layout too, thanks to special building processes. The bow is more versatile than other boats. The fly takes advantage of the whole width of the boat, which makes it much bigger. Inside, there's a contemporary feel, very charming. Buy Hermes if you want. The main cabin has incredible light and the charm of a super yacht. There are 3 guest cabins after that, 2 doubles and a twin. It's driven by 2 1,550 horsepower MAN engines.
Endurance
30 is a famous boat by Cranchi, and this is a restyling done by Christian Grande. They've changed so many things that really we should consider it a new model. The impression it gives just from painting the hull and the colour of the furnishings. They've completely revamped the model, and you definitely need to think of it as a new boat. The sun deck at the bow is massive and gives weight to the name. At the stern, the sofa is now bigger. Like the sun deck, the chairs are more comfortable. Below deck, there's a cabin for the family, with a diner that makes it into a double berth. There's a separate bathroom at the bow and bunks for the kids below the cockpit.
Marlin presenta a Genova un
Marlin is here at Genova with a new model, which is a new concept as well. It's called the Marlin Boat 850 HD Pro and is 8.5 meters long. You can see it here in this pleasure boat version. Imagine it how you wish though, because it can be completely transformed in whichever way you see fit. Just let your imagination fly. To get these types of results, they've made the structure very robust. The hull and the deck and reinforcements are made up of one monolith, and the decking is a dense layer of sandwiched core foam, and you can have the boat deck any way you want it, if the boatyard can do it. We've come to the end of this journey throughout the 59th edition of the International Boat Show in Genova. Now it's up to you to travel. Who knows? Maybe by boat.